Hello everyone, Xeno What If here. Here to bring in part 2 of What If the Reds and Blues Encountered the Flood. Link down description of the fanfiction of this What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this is not a scam. Headache, noise, pain, stress, strain. That's what he felt. Donut's head had been killing him ever since he and the others got back to Red Base. He didn't know why, and he was hoping it was only allergies, but the only allergy he had was a peanut allergy. Donut wanted it to stop. He wanted his head to be silent. But it wouldn't stop. The loud, distorted buzzing and warbling wouldn't end. And on top of that, it felt like his brain was being stretched and crushed at the same time. Donut wanted to end the pain, stop the noise. But it continued on. And that blue-armored idiot wasn't helping things. He kept asking Donut the dumbest questions before running off with the flag. If the Blues' plan was to kill the Reds with stupidity and hit them when they were weak, by God was it working. Donut had now stood up, wanting to get his canteen. It was only filled halfway, but it was enough. At least he hoped it would be. He took uneven, imbalanced steps toward where he last saw his canteen. Intel. Hey, rookie, I can't believe you failed to stop that blue bastard from stealing our flag. I know it's your first day on the job, but this is the kind of thing I expected from Griff, not the rookie. Shut up. However, Donut's shout only made his pain worse. He clutched his head and collapsed onto the ground, yelling out in pain. Simmons. Yes, Griff. Maybe call command to get us a medic. Church couldn't believe it. Caboose had actually returned with the flag. The red team's flag. The one he and Tucker had been trying to get for so long. Hey, Tucker. I think the Reds are going to try negotiating to get their flag back. I just want to say, do not let them take it back, whatever they do, Church ordered. Whoa. Who the fuck are you to give orders? Ever since Flowers died, this team hasn't had a leader, so don't pretend to be one, Tucker protested. Church growled. Tucker, I swear to God. This team needs some organization, especially now when we've done something that will attract the attention of the very people we're at war with. Tucker sighed. Fuck that. Organization got Flowers killed. No, it did not. You're making excuses now, Church yelled. Tucker walked off, and Church could have sworn he was muttering about girls on his way down the ramp. This is the worst idea you've ever had, Simmons. Trust me on this one. I've talked to the Blues, once. They're actually terrible at fighting, so they much prefer negotiation, the maroon-armored soldier explained. Well, that makes a ton of sense. They're terrible at fighting, so we're going to negotiate with them instead, Griff replied. Simmons looked as though he was seeing a completely different person. Griff, we're terrible at fighting as well. Right. Griff and Simmons had finally reached Blue Base, and the two main members came out once they had arrived. Okay. So, we're supposed to negotiate civilly about this? Tucker asked. Yes. That is the whole point of negotiation. Nobody negotiates uncivilly, Tucker. Anyways, sorry about that. I forgot he's a complete idiot, so instead I'm going to be representing Blue Team, Church told the Reds. Simmons sighed. Can we please just talk about getting our flag back? Nope. Not gonna happen. We got this fair and square, so suck it Reds. Church exclaimed. Now get the fuck off our land. Tucker commanded. Wait, hold on. If we could wait for just a tiny bit, I think maybe there's something that could be gained from forming a temporary truce, Simmons interjected. Church exhaled heavily. What do you want, Reds? One of our men found something in a nearby cave, and I think it's the reason he's so sick, Simmons explained. Simmons, what the fuck? Why are you telling them this? Because this war is fucking dumb. Simmons shot back. All four of them stood in silence, Griff especially. Simmons always seemed to incline to follow Sarge in everything. For him to have such a starkly contrasting opinion on the war seemed like an anomaly. Are you seriously saying that right now? Griff asked, incredibly confused. You're still not getting your flag back, Church told the two of them. Fuck. After the Reds had left, Church and Tucker returned to the interior of the base. Tucker was mostly proud of having managed to negotiate something without inciting a free-for-all, but Church was more concerned. What was in the cave that the Reds were talking about? How sick was the anonymous Red? Hey, Tucker. Yeah, wanna go see what the fuck the Reds were talking about? Tucker stepped back as though Church were suggesting a suicide mission. Though he kind of was. Fuck that. If it made their guy sick, it's gonna make us sick as well. Fine. Church looked toward the nearby cave entrance. I'll just have to go do it myself then. Are you insane, Church? We don't have any idea what could be down there. Tucker objected. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going. Church walked out of the basin toward the cave entrance. The sun set on the canyon and his footsteps created small dust clouds. Everything was completely silent as he entered a cavern that would potentially kill him. Yeah, that failed. Good job, everyone. We did our best. Now let's forget about this and do something actually important. Like napping. Sarge growled. No, we're yet to do our best. You included, Griff. Simmons, get the warthog. Griff, get the ammo even though I know you're going to forget it. Donut. Donut was groaning in the room. You just wait for the medic I called in. It'll take a bit for him to arrive, but, well, such is the way life goes. It's time to pull up to those dirty blues doorsteps and wipe that smug grin off of their leader's face. It's time to get back our flag. Sarge rallied. Griff shook his head, sighing. God fucking damn it. Well, Simmons, say your last words, because we are going to fucking die on this mission. Sarge is right, Griff. We didn't even try. But now we can, and our flag is at stake. Our flag. Why does it matter anyways? I was never told anything about a flag in training, Griff pointed out. Simmons sighed. Forget about that. We need you know what. Why am I doing this? I have no idea. Violet clad. A foot clad in violet dug into the coarse soil of Blood Gulch. Medical officer, static, what is your status? The purple armored figure brushed some dust from his armor. I've reached the destination of Blood Gulch, no further details to report, he responded. Proceed with the goal, find Private Donut and take care of him. The radio shut off, prompting the man to make his way to the base belonging to Red Team. He saw a sergeant rallying two privates into battle in front of a warthog, and thinking one of them must be Private Donut, he decided to speak to them. Oh, great. Now there's a new guy, as if things weren't already bad enough, muttered the one wearing orange. The sergeant turned to the man. You must be the medic sent in by command. Welcome to Red Team. I'm the one in charge around here, so if you get an order from Sarge, you have a choice to either follow it or face the wrath of his shotgun. What? Sarge fired his shotgun at the orange soldier as an example. Son of a bitch. Whoa, you really shouldn't be doing that so recklessly. It seemed that Sarge had ignored him, which was slightly annoying. Because of this, the man turned his attention to the two privates present. And who are you two? He asked. I'm Simmons, and the lazy one is Griff, said the one wearing maroon-colored armor. So Donut is in there. Got it. The medic left the two of them and headed inside of the base. Behind him, he could hear the engine of the warthog starting up. It seemed the Reds were leaving. When the purple armored man entered the building, he saw someone in red armor slumped against the wall with a bucket next to him. This must have been Donut, judging by the fact that he was ill. Donut was clutching his head, his helmet laid beside him. Hello. Are you Private Donut? This question seemed to get the soldier's attention. Please, help, Doc. Tor, came the response. Donut was in much worse condition than the medic had realized. It was painful to see him like this, despite them never having known each other. Donut, I don't know how I can help you. What's happening to you is entirely unseen. Could you describe what you're hearing? It's like static, buzzing, loud. Doc, help. The medic tried to process this. He accepted the new nickname to make communication between them easier. You said it's like buzzing or static, Doc noted. Donut tentatively nodded. It was here where Doc realized Donut may have been beyond the point of saving. His orders were to take care of him, but what if he took care of him? After all, he took an oath to do no harm and to help others in need. Doc decided that he would try his absolute best to save Donut. He wouldn't allow a repeat of what happened all those years ago. However, his thoughts were interrupted by a sudden, pained yell. The caves were dark and silent. They were hot as well, making the journey even more uncomfortable for Church. There were times where he considered aborting the mission, but to be honest, the fear of something waiting at the entrance coerced him into continuing. Church was still terrified of the cave, but he was more terrified by the fact that the Reds could be there at the entrance. Backing out of the cave and turning around to find light, then climbing back up and finding those 3 idiots wait each for him. Just the thought sent shivers down his spine. Or maybe that was the temperature of the cave. He wasn't really sure. Church eventually came upon something incredibly concerning, a cloud of suspicious-looking fog. He didn't want to risk breathing it in, so he turned off his suit's ventilation temporarily. Alright, I might die, but at least I won't have to deal with them. Here goes nothing. He stepped into the fog, visibility dropping sharply. His cobalt armor soon was completely engulfed in the sickly olive color. If this fog started to ascend into the canyon, then this would not be good. Things were looking absolutely terrible for Blood Gulch. Church descended deeper into the cave, wanting to find the source of the fog so he could potentially destroy it. Normally, he'd leave this work to someone else, but Caboose would have no idea what to do and Tucker would just back out either way. It was left to the blue leader to deal with this. Soon, he found something. It was large and slimy and looked like an egg sac. It occasionally pulsated, which creeped Church the fuck out. What the hell is this? He decided to poke it, see what it would do. But this decision was one he would soon regret. Church prodded the lump with his assault rifle, causing rippling across the surface of the lump. He slowly backed away and prepared to shoot anything that moved. Every second of tension made Church's heart beat faster. His breathing grew heavier as the rippling intensified. Finally, the lump exploded, releasing at least 15 of these terrifying creatures. They had backs like the heads of squids and 10 or more legs. They also had pairs of antennae with red frays at the ends. Church let out a yell as he scrambled away from the creatures while doing his best to shoot them. Some of them started crawling up his arms and legs, and he had to buck them off. The creatures were seemingly endless, encouraging Church to drop a grenade at his feet and run. As he made his escape, he noticed the creatures failing to pursue him despite their numbers. He then heard the deafening explosion of a fragmentation grenade and knew his plan had worked. Church finally made it back to the entrance and climbed out of the cave. What he saw concerned him incredibly. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Reclamation. Caboose, keep firing. That fucking jeep isn't invincible. Tucker ordered as he tossed a grenade in the direction of the red team's vehicle. My aim isn't very good, Caboose told Tucker as he completely missed the warthog. Tucker stopped shooting and looked over Saint the tank. Actually, I have a better idea. You can drive the tank, right? He asked. Caboose shook his head. No, but I like to think I can. Holy shit, neither can I. Who is running this damn army? Despite his frustration, Tucker continued letting loose on the Reds, hoping he'd be able to hit one of them eventually. Alright, could one of you explain to me what the fuck happened? Tucker knew that voice. Aw, shit. So, start talking, because I'm at the limit of my patience right now. The Reds decided to launch an assault to get their flag back, and now we're stuck here trying to defend it. Church sighed. I'm assuming neither of you knows how to drive the tank. Nope. God damn it. Sarge was getting incredibly sick of not killing any blues. Griff was simply driving them in loops at the front of blue team's base, which made the sergeant want to shoot him and take the wheel instead. It was fun to imagine, but now was not the time for daydreaming. Now was the time for action. Simmons, I need you to focus your fire on the blues. He ordered, wanting to turn the tides of the battle. I already am, but Griff keeps driving around and messing me up. Don't look at me, asshole. Sarge was the one who wanted me to do this to avoid getting shot at, like a blue would manage to actually hit us. Just as Griff said that, a bullet struck Simmons in the shoulder. Thanks a lot, Griff. You had to say something. Both of you, quit that scabbering. Sarge commanded. Is that even an actual word? Oh, fuck. The warthog took a sharp turn to avoid the spot where a grenade had been thrown. An explosion sounded behind the Reds as they barely made it out of range. This angered Sarge even more, as it seemed the blues were managing to turn the battle around in their favor. And that was unacceptable. Simmons, keep raining hell on them. I've got a plan. Right, just tell me what it is, sir. I'm going to go into the base. You and Griff will have to continue on your own. Sarge, I question I question the efficiency of your plan. Sarge ignored Simmons and jumped straight from the warthog to the ground. Somehow, He landed without a single injury. Church couldn't believe what he was seeing. The sergeant had actually jumped. Was he an idiot? Church. I think we should handle that. Got it. Tucker, I'm going for the base entrance. You give me covering fire, maybe throw another grenade to scare them away for a few seconds. Church ordered. Tucker nodded as he reloaded his assault rifle. Got it. Now go stop that idiot. Caboose, you where the hell is Caboose? Meanwhile. Hello, and thank you for activating the M808V main battle tank. You may call me Sheila, said a robotic voice. Hello, Sheila. That is a very nice name, came Caboose's response. Would you like me to run the tutorial program? Oh, that would be very nice. Thank you. Tutorial program initiating. This tutorial is intended to instruct non-certified personnel in the use of the Scorpion-class tank. Let's begin with some driving. Is he insane? Griff yelled out as Sarge ran inside of the blue team's base. No, but that was definitely not a very logical decision, and I'm starting to question it, Simmons replied. Shut the fuck up and keep shooting. You shut up and keep driving. Griff scoffed. I don't take orders from you, but I'm going to do that anyway. Griff, hit the brakes before I hit you. Griff slammed on the brakes as he saw Sarge run out of the base carrying something. It was the flag. Sarge got the flag back. Holy shit, you actually got it. Indeed I did, Private Griff, Sarge said as he climbed into the Warthog. Now step on it. We must return to Red Base. Griff didn't argue with that order. He turned around and began driving back to base as quickly as possible. Donut had only gotten worse since Doc arrived, and he still had no idea what was happening to the soldier. The medic tried his best to help him, but most times it didn't do much. Doc was now holding a bucket still as Donut threw up in it. He could see some red mixed in with the vomit, which concerned him greatly. Donut continued to expel fluids into the bucket, though it soon just became blood. Eventually, Donut stopped, but remained in his position in case he threw up again. Doc did his best to keep the soldier feeling comforted, even though he was going through hell right now. After a few minutes, Donut leaned back against the wall carefully, with Doc's help. He had been weak and nauseous and in pain for the last few hours, though Doc was sometimes able to make things better. Sometimes. No, shut up. Doc placed a hand on Donut's shoulder and lowered his voice as much as possible. Shouting will only make it worse. You just have to wait for it to go away. I don't want too much, can't take. Donut's voice was hoarse, and he was starting to tear up now. No matter what, I'm going to be with you the whole way through, Donut. Donut silently nodded, but did his best to push out two more words. Thanks. Doc. He closed his eyes and relaxed. Well, he tried his best too. All of the noise in his head was still causing him unbearable pain, but he was able to get through it. Doc noticed Donut's breathing growing shallow and uneven, which was beginning to convince him of the worst. There may not have been much time left for Donut. And this is the end of part 2 of this What If. I hope you guys like it. Don't really leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel.